And you're still watching Prime Morning. My name is Roslyn Felly, and it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for always watching us every morning. We want to say a very big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise for bringing us this segment. Of course, if you're looking for any authentic gadgets, whether mobile phones, television sets, CCTV cameras, we say worry no more because we have got you covered. You can actually download the app on your phone to make things very simple, which is the Franco Trading app, and we will deliver it to you at your doorstep. Or you can come to our shop and we will definitely serve you. For further inquiries, visit our website, www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still and still, phone Papa Perfie. Also, Koa Natural Fruit Juice is a fruit juice I urge you to drink this year, especially if you want to remain healthy. Now, there is no additives whatsoever, no sugar whatsoever. It's made from pure cocoa. Yes, natural cocoa. The cocoa that you see that the cocoa farmers are actually cultivating and telling government that they need more money. That is the cocoa we make it from. So grab yours today and enjoy it because it's healthy and it's good for you. Anyway, this morning during the News Flash segment, we have a lot to talk about. Let me introduce my guest to you and then I can tell you exactly what our conversation will be. So I'm here with Asana Nabla, my very good friend, and she is a presidential candidate for PNP. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Great. And thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And Janet, I told you have my vote because you're a woman.
Yes.
Yes, so you have my vote. So in 2028, if you are looking at who I'm going to vote for, definitely Janet has my vote. I've already said it. I've declared it here on TV. So anyway, and thank you. I like that a woman is here and a woman is going to be contesting the men. And it's about time we give women an opportunity.
Just as you have said, it is about time we give women opportunity. And when difficulties or challenges come, instead of us to lambast and bring women down, it's time that political parties and individuals and even institutions, we start to bring women up. You see, I realize that most NGOs and civil society organizations, they have this thing that they are trying to build the capacity of women, but majority of them is not true. Immediately, myself and Nana Yajentua became general secretaries. They started, it was in political parties, you deal with the general secretary. They switch off from dealing with the general secretary to dealing with chairman. You see, so even like trying to even deal with us was a difficulty. Majority of Ghanaians, especially men, they have this mindset. Even women are also part of it. That women, we are incompetent. We can't do the turn. We can't do the right thing and those things. So they seems not to always have trust in women, especially leadership of women. You hear them say that, oh, we are building capacity. We want the women to be part. It's just using their mouths to say it. But when it comes to implementation, even NGOs and civil society organizations, they don't even have it, neither to think of the whole country. So I think that we have to build on it.
Yes, we do. Anyway, representing the NPP this morning is Grace Akosia Amoabeng. Good morning, Grace.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. I hope you're fine.
I'm fine, thank you. Your candidate is not a woman, so obviously you're not voting for Janet.
I told her after my candidate wins in 2028, I'll come and support her.
Oh, that's good then.
Or are you contesting us in 2028? You're contesting us in 2028.
I'm winning in 2028.
Okay, don't worry. But
you've already your tenure of office has passed, and this NDC, they are just 110 government, and then the next 2028 is a woman who will take over, not a man.
Okay,
right. And that's me, not just any other woman, but
well. And is this prophetic though?
What I am saying?
Yes, it's a prophetic. Because I know you're a pastor. Okay, on that note, let me read the newspapers. I'll do the newspapers and I'll start with the Daily Graphic newspaper first. The Daily Graphic, AU endorses President Mahama's resolution for reparative justice. We can't wait forever for after. AGI demands alternative regional trade access. Government begins state lands reforms, prospective owners to make 70% upfront payment of market value. And that will be it for the Daily Graphic newspaper. Definitely, we will be taking a look at this particular story during our discussion. The next newspaper is the Daily Guide newspaper. The Daily Guide newspaper. Gold Board suspends selected gold buying license applications. Mofa Fori Link signed digital agric MOU. Burkina Faso terrorist attack, 7 Ghanaians killed, 4 injured. And I did read a story on it, and it did mention that, they killed all the men. They killed every single man that was on that car or that bus. They killed all the men. They didn't spare a single man. It's just the ladies that they didn't touch. So maybe if the 4 injured, I don't know. But they killed the men.
No reason for no reason.
It's a terrorist attack. And with terrorism, they don't have a reason. They just kill. Yeah. And these are traders. They are Ghanaians to Burkina Faso. They were going to buy tomatoes and onions to come and sell. And this happened.
I think maybe they robbed them. They took whatever the money they had on them for the trade. I'm sure they took it from them.
Well,
and
tourists do that, Tourists do that.
The men rather go and get the items and then bring the items to the women. So they carry the cash on them to those areas to go and bring.
They went with the women, oh?
There are some women on the bus.
Okay. So maybe their targets were the men. They take.
When it comes to terrorist attack, you know how they do it. In some places, what some of the terrorists do is, if you belong to a certain religion, if they are from a certain religion and they get to you and you are not part of that religion, they will kill you.
Oh.
So maybe the attack was supposed to be on men.
Okay. So maybe that's their belief.
Some also attack only children.
Okay.
Some attack women.
Okay.
So, yeah, unfortunately, we are hoping that, there's been call on the government to try as much as possible to empower farmers in the northern sector to prevent our people from going to these places to trade. If we have our own, we won't have to go there and trade, and also tighten our border security by the AU to tighten border security. Very important. Anyway, more stories here. DNA test underway to identify burnt bodies. And this is from the fire outbreak that happened on the 14th of February. Ken wants to break away from the NPP, spokesperson says so, and court orders man to pay 200,000 Ghana cedis for breach of marital promise. I saw the story yesterday. I didn't know it was that serious.
I'm very happy about it.
You're happy about it?
Yes, because men think they can't just lie, use the person and dump the person. So if the court is now holding them liable for promises that they made without fulfilling them, I'm sure majority of them will run away. And I think they should even go a bit further to make it more stricter. Because if you said you wanted to marry the person, what's the problem? Why are you not marrying the person? Unless maybe the woman doesn't want, I think the judge should have forced him to marry this in her, because if you don't love someone, don't have any intimate relationship with that person. So I think it's in the right order to scare men from...
Okay, so I'm reading a bit of it, but what do you think about it though, Grace?
Oh, I think it's in the right direction.
The right direction?
Yes, of course. Because a lot of men, I was discussing, I don't know the full story, but I was discussing this particular issue with a friend, and I was telling the person that I'm sure this woman invested a lot into the relationship.
Yes.
Maybe they had a long time relationship, maybe about 10 years. And
it says more than a decade.
Yes, more than a decade. I didn't even know that. But
She's been with him for more than a decade.
Right.
Now, this is how it happened. He tried to get her out of a 2-story building apartment. And so he went to sue.
Right.
And then she countersued and said, I've been with you for more than a decade. You promised to marry me. You didn't marry me. Now you want to evict me from the building.
Right.
And she won the case.
So I was even right. When I heard the story, I just saw the headlines. I didn't read the full story.
And the judge, is he a man or a woman?
I don't know. I'm here, but I can't get to the bottom.
I think this is right. But a lot of men take women for granted. We've had women be in relationships.
It's a woman. Sedinam Awo Kwadam. Justice Sedinam Awo Kwadam.
Yes.
A justice of the High Court sitting with additional responsibility as a circuit court judge.
May God help more women to become judges.
Yeah.
Especially...
I think the men also do well. Sometimes the men, they look out for the women. I think so.
Some of them do.
Some of them.
Yes. So she won the building, custody of the building.
Wow.
And she won the 200,000.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
That's great.
The man was seeking full custody of the building, but it's been given to the lady, and then the money has been given to her.
I'm so happy for her.
Yeah.
They think it is only through marriage that they can do that. So majority, a man told me that one of the things he won't do is to go and marry a woman, and one day she will take everything from him. But thank God that now, if you cohabit with a woman for 6 months or more, they will regard it, the court says they will regard it as marriage and deal with you accordingly.
Let's do the Overseer newspaper next. Teenage pregnancy on the rise in Akachi South exceeds national targets. Hey, wow. I'm hoping that the minister will do something about it. This is not right. This is not good. I mean, this is not good. And I remember somewhere last year, we went there to have some sort of investigation, only to realize that it's poverty that is making them do this. Because what happens is some of them need money for food. So the men will lure them, come and sleep with me, I'll give it to you. Some even this pad, sanitary pad. And the men will lure them, sleep with them, and then give them money to go and buy pad. And that is why we are seeing this rise in
this is Oti region, right?
Oti region, Akachi, yeah.
Yeah. And Northeast region and Oti region, I think we talk about teenage pregnancy and early girl-child marriages, you can find it within those two regions. And I think we should have ways by which we can be able to cap these things. I remember Northeast region, I was going home and around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, young children as young as 9 years were in the streets walking around and their parents were sleeping. Majority of these things, when we talk about lack of parental guidance, is also part of this. You give birth to a child, leave the child to be walking around, what the child will eat, you don't care. You can give birth to as much as 10 children, 11 children, and leave them just outside to be walking around. So we should have rules and regulations.
With the number of children to be born.
Yeah, to the number, yeah. Because when you want to say it in my hometown, they will tell you that it is God who takes care of children. That's what they will tell you.
So there's a video, I think 2 days ago, just yesterday, I saw a video online where I think about 5 children were sleeping on the pavement, and then their parents were sleeping just close in Accra here. And
you can give birth to 5 and sleep on pavement with them.
Yes, all of them. Like, I thought something had happened to them, the video, but then they were sleeping. They were, like, that was their good night time. They were sleeping on the pavements. And then I was thinking, you are already on the streets begging. And why would you go ahead and have 5 children? Children are like a huge responsibility.
Where are they making the babies though?
And then the MMDCs of these regions, they are not also working. I remember my sister was staying at Obuasi, and I went there, and then the MMDC had to bring out a law that by 8 or 9, if they see any young child from this to 18 years walking in the streets, they arrest the person, the parent will come, and they will have to, you have to pay a fine to answer to the police station why such a child was walking around that time. So I even suggested it to our MMDC, our DC some time ago, and he told me that when you do that, you bring a bad image to the political party. You see what they are doing, and they won't get votes. So the main aim of political parties now is not to bring out policies to help Ghanaians, but to be able to get votes.
Sad reality. Anyway, more stories here. ECG board chair faces backlash over contract renewal bill. GRA 2026 VAT reforms, why the new system benefits consumers and businesses alike. Breach of promise to marry, court orders businessman to pay 200,000 Ghana cedis compensation, and Gold Board suspends selected gold buying license application. The next newspaper is the New Republic newspaper. The New Republic. Baumia fails unity test, Thanksgiving blunder, empty seats and missing Don's open wounds. Mahama blouse now a trade weapon. Oral strikes 160 land deals as Mahama draws red line on public lands. Kene Japan awaits presidency at age 120. Oh, wow. Russian image sharing scandal, gender minister eyes extradition, and from farm to oil rig, Maud Lindsay, Gamarat's local content revolution. That'll be it for the New Republic newspaper. The next newspaper is the Insight newspaper. The Insight. Ghana.
I thought you were going to mention the Thanksgiving.
Oh, you want to talk a bit about it?
Talk about the Thanksgiving. You know, it has to do with
yesterday we spoke about it, that's why, but you can go ahead and talk about it.
Today I'm here, so let me I was there, so I don't know where this news is coming from.
Yeah.
I was there, we saw how things went, everybody was happy to be there, the room was filled too. I mean, we made it open for everybody to come. We didn't organize people to come in, so you could tell how everybody was excited over there. It wasn't an organized audience. People came out of their free will to come and fellowship and also join the Thanksgiving. And it was so well organized, it was fun, and everybody was excited to be there. So I don't know where this news is coming from.
They're saying that missing dons. And we see pictures of Dr. Brian Champon and Kennedy Japon.
So those were they are the only two people that
didn't show up.
Show up. And I know Honorable Kennedy Japon isn't around at the moment. I don't know about the Dr. Brian Champon, but the other aspirants were there. And I think when I came here earlier, I mentioned during the when we went to the party office on the 31st of January, all of them were there. So this is something that to start to make people start talking. But those who were there felt the atmosphere. They know what happened back then. So I don't believe in this news.
Right. All right. Thank you so much for letting us know this. All right. So the Inside newspaper is the next newspaper. Ghana poised for first female president. And this is from Mahama. Okay?
Somebody wants to overthrow you.
Yes.
I'm happy about it.
You're happy about it?
Yes, I want more women.
Right.
Whoever gets the opportunity, but it should be a woman.
It should be a woman. Fantastic. No public lands to be allocated without prior approval by Lands Ministry. Makofibua wants in sweeping reforms to safeguard state land. Mahama, Chief of Staff, BOG Governor, to grace prestigious 2026 Kwewu Business Forum. State House Company declares war on land encroachers, says illegal occupants face demolition. Automobile dealers. Okay, so for those who want to buy cars, this is the good news. This is the good news. Last year you said, oh, you wanted to buy a car, but you couldn't buy a car. 2 years ago you said you couldn't buy a car. Now this year, automobile dealers are saying that they are slashing prices by 15%. Yes. So if the car was being sold for 200,000, 15% is going to go off. So 15% of 200,000 is what? It's about 25,000?
Yeah.
Yes, probably like 25,000 or something, you know. So if it's, I need to do the math, I'm not too sure. But maybe 10,000, maybe 15,000. I don't know. 30,000, okay. So you get to save 30,000 that you can use to do something else. So it's your time to go and buy a car, okay? So if it's 200,000, you're going to be paying 170,000. You want to know when they are starting?
Yes.
Okay, so...
And then the companies...
Okay.
So that we can all go there, because I haven't seen anything.
Okay, so there's a story on page 3. Let me try and read it for those who are interested. Quickly do this one. Okay, so the Automobile Dealers Union of Ghana has projected a 15% reduction in vehicle prices effective immediately. This decision follows the relative stability of the Ghana cedi and abolition of the COVID-19 levy. The move is in line with an earlier commitment to ensure that improvements in the exchange rate environment translate into fairer pricing for consumers. I'm believing, I don't know, they didn't state their companies, but I want to believe it's the cars in the showroom.
Okay.
So I see this. So the price adjustments apply to a wide range of vehicles, including brand new, hybrid, electric, and home use vehicles. Okay, but home use, I would decide whether I'll slash my price or not.
That's what I was about to say. Because the home use people, even if you go online, their prices are still the same.
There are some
prices.
Some supermarkets.
Unless they show
some supermarkets, Black Friday, the thing was, let's say that they were selling the thing for 80 Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
So the Black Friday, they will do it 90 and tell you that they have given you a 10% discount.
Yeah.
And I've been telling them, you see, so I hope the cars, they won't do the same thing.
Well, we are hoping so. Well, if you have already been to any automobile shop, you know the pricing, and probably you eyed it last week, and you saw that it was 300,000. So if you go now,
and it's
challenge the person,
they should get the newspaper.
Challenge the person and tell the person that, listen, you told us that it's 15% off, and last week when I came, it was 300,000. So 15% off what I'm paying, and I'm paying that price, and I'm going. But I think it will apply more to the showroom cars. It will be easier with the showroom cars than the second-hand cars. But anyway, it's all good. And I want to greet you that just tuned in right now. That good morning to you once again, and welcome to Prime Morning. Now, today we turn our focus on a lot, especially this developing story, which is it's a political and legal matter concerning the Ayawaso East by-election. Now, a group that you know and everybody knows as the Democratic Hub has taken legal action seeking an injunction following allegations of vote buying during the NDC's recent parliamentary primaries, especially, you know what happened in the Ayawaso East. Now, the group argues that the alleged conduct raises serious concerns about the integrity of the internal electoral process and, by extension, the legitimacy of the upcoming by-elections. The matter is now before the court, and as such, it is important to emphasize that these allegations remain subject to judicial determination. This development raises critical questions. What constitutes vote buying within party primaries? Can internal party processes affect the credibility of a national electoral exercise? And what are the broader implications for democratic accountability and public trust? Now, as we discuss this issue, we'll aim to separate allegations from facts, legal argument from political rhetoric, and focus on what this means for the people of Ayawaso East and Ghana's democratic system. And like I did mention to you earlier, my guests, they are already seated. Grace is here, and of course, Janet is also here. And so I don't know if I should start this conversation with Janet. Let me just start the conversation with Janet, because we all know what has happened. This whole vote buying issue. Now, Democratic Hub has gone to Parliament, has gone to court, seeking an injunction on the main election, because they say there's been vote buying. For them, as Democratic Hub, they feel there should be a halt until, we know that, yes, truly, there was some sort of vote buying and that person is found guilty before we go ahead and have the elections. What do you think about it?
To me, the woman was my candidate.
Okay.
And she's still my candidate. I will be happy if they redo all these things again.
So Baba Jamal is not for you?
No. He wasn't my candidate. We have a lot of men in parliament. And I think the affirmative action bill that was passed by parliament was to mandate political parties to make sure that 30% of their safe seats are given to women. But because Electoral Commission, to me, we have a very weak Electoral Commission as we speak now. And when I say weak, the political parties have kept them in that situation just to divide and rule over them. So they are not united to be able to stand and then force all political parties to give 30% safe seats to women. So when I saw that there was a by-election and there was a woman among them, I even expected the party should have spoken to all other contenders so that they will give the woman the opportunity to go uncontested. Because this was a woman who was not just any ordinary. The husband is gone, and she's trying to protect the legacy of the husband and other things. So I was expecting the NDC to speak to Baba Jamal and others that this is the candidate we are presenting.
And I think people are also now saying that it's becoming a bit too much, where immediately somebody's spouse dies, then their spouse takes over. Because, this is work. This is not...
When I hear people say this, I realize that they are not even religious. God has done everything to let Ghanaians know that He created a man and a woman for a reason. He created them because the way a man thinks is different from the way a woman thinks. So even God Himself created a man and a woman. So now we have men who have taken control over our political realms. And now a man will be there, die, and then the wife will take over. And to me, I think it's more It's more of God telling Ghanaians that I want women in parliament. I need more and more women in parliament. It's either you give me what I want or you will not be there. So if I'm this man, instead of talking about all these things, we will sit down and look at our lives. What are we doing that God doesn't like to the extent that he wants to kill us and replace us with our wives?
Really?
Listen, no. This one, please, this one, this is from me, not anywhere, from me to them.
Okay.
That if this is what they are saying now, I'm asking the person who is saying it, ask yourself, what is it that you are doing so much that God thinks that you are being so greedy, you are being so wicked, that I have to now replace you guys with women? What are you doing? That even an affirmative action bill...
That the person's time is up, Janet. Maybe the person's time is up.
Even an affirmative action bill has been passed in Parliament using Article 17.4 of Ghana's Constitution, that they should allow 30% of women to be represented. And all the political parties violated this affirmative action bill implementation. That is why it's paining me that prisoners are in court. Why are you arresting people for violating the rules? You who have violated the Constitution, the president of Ghana, who was the leader of NDC, violated it. We have the MPP violating it. We have all other political parties violating the Constitution, refusing to implement the affirmative action. The affirmative actions bill says that Electoral Commission should not allow a political party to contest if they don't give 30% representation of safe seats to women. Why haven't they done that? So today they are here telling us that it looks like it is either you go or another person takes the seat and also die. And then you continue to do that. There will continue to be a problem of you guys going until you realize that God wants men in the Parliament of Ghana. So to me,
God wants men, but the men are there.
God wants women in the Parliament of Ghana. So if you don't understand that, you will have to look with Baba Jamal and all what is happening in that constituency. I never even supported him at the first place. And I think the party, they have weak rules and regulations in their party, because they could have told Baba Jamal, we want to present this woman, so please, no contest. It is your internal contest. The party has power. The party executives, they have power to do that. But they were not able to do it. And then they went into an election. There was a vote buying. We all knew that there was a vote buying. And if something is not done about this issue, it will create more problems for us. I told you the last time that we can now even have armed robbers robbing banks and going into politics and be able to win as parliamentarians or even presidents. And that will cause a huge problem for the entire country. So this democracy hub who have sent this case to court, to me, I support them. But my question to them is that, where were they? Because this thing did not happen now. Why were you waiting? What were you waiting for? Why is it that you waited all this while and now you are going to court and those things? You should have done it in a hurry. Now you have gone to court to disrupt the elections that are coming, which I think that if the processes are not fair, they are not fair. But then political parties are autonomous bodies in this country. So you took them to court for what? Their party internal people came out and said that, allow it to go. So the court is going to, you see, this thing, it is not like their party internal processes said that they should let it go. But you are coming in to send them to court. I don't get it. I hope you understand.
Do you think it's time for broader electoral reform?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Because to me, whatever happened during their by-elections is a disgrace to this country and our democracy. That's not democracy. Buying votes to be able to win, to represent people is not democracy. I've seen that it is not only the politicians who are into these corrupt practices, but the constituents they are even the first people that we should be pointing fingers at.
The delegates or
the delegates. The delegates are also corrupt because why? You go to take someone's television set. You took it as what? So that is where I always blame our religious bodies. We have Muslims and Christians who are the majority of our religious forces to blame in this country because they don't know that what people, they are not teaching people to be, to not do these things in the church, in the churches and the mosque. They don't do that. That is why when this Russian guy came and did so many things to women, I heard men complaining about it, and I said, shut up, because our religious bodies are made up of men. When you want to calculate, it is like 95% or 99% of our religious bodies, they are men. And in the churches, they decided that when they talk about sexual purity, they won't talk about it. Because the pastor wants to take advantage of the girls. Some of the pastors want to take advantage of the girls. The church leaders who are men, they all want to take advantage. Some of them. So for them to teach them the right principles, that it is not even about this Russian guy. It is good for your own spiritual growth, for you to be sexually pure. You can't worship God if you are sexually impure. That one is a fact. So to even be a religious person, first of all, sexually you must be pure. Why is it that it's not being preached in the mosque? When was the right time an Islamic clergy got up and preached this? When was the right time pastors got up and preached this? So you are not doing all these things. And you want to take advantage of the girls, and it is paining you that another person took advantage. What you want, other men also want. So shut up.
Janet just dropped the mic. You know that thing that when a person is drop mic, hey, today the men. Anyway, but Grace, do you support Democracy Hub in this action?
Yes, I think the last time I came here, we mentioned how it's like the votes buying is everywhere, where people share monies. They started from sharing of spices and items, and now they've graduated into sharing money. So it's something that's not going to stop. Maybe this is one reason. This is a beginning to a good reform. So let's see how it goes. Let's see the decision the court takes after they go through all the processes. But I agree to what Madam said. She said, why didn't they start the process early? Because I think we've had discussions on this when the primary ended. The primary ended somewhere last week, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks.
They could have started this particular process from there. Why did they wait for the party to confirm him, knowing very well that the election is on the 3rd of March, some few weeks away? Why did they wait? They should have started the process back then, because right now the party sat down and then they said, okay, we are okay after all our investigations, after everything, we believe that this candidate is right for us to go. And I think last week the lady who represented the NDC said the party thinks that it is okay for him to go because it's very close. If they don't send him, they won't get a representative for the election. So the party has agreed to send the man, despite all the allegations, despite everything that was labeled against him. That's the reason that she gave, that the time was too close for them to go for another election. Yeah. So they allowed him to go. So I agree with her that he should have.
And he also cited, courts issues, because he said that looking at legal matters, if, Baba Jamal should say that he's taking the issue to court, it will drag. Hence, they just want to let these things slide and just permit him to go for now.
So I think that's the reason the lady gave. So if Democracy Hub wanted to really tackle the issue or go into they should have started it 2 weeks ago, that we will know the outcome. Maybe the party would have found a better way of going about this. But this time, when we know the election is just some few weeks ahead, it will drag the process because it's going to affect our party too. But she said vote buying. I don't know why the NDC is fixated on just Baba Jamal, because from the videos we saw, it wasn't just him. There were the other 4 candidates also shared items. They shared money. So I don't know why the party wants to just put Baba Jamal on the spot. I don't know the politics around it, but every time Baba Jamal comes up, I'm wondering why he's the target. Because there were other candidates, some shared motorbikes.
Could it be because he won?
No, but before the elections, because even if he won, there were other people who also shared items. So you can't say because
I'm just saying that could it be because he won?
And he also even
why the focus is on him.
No,
when they asked him about the television sharing, you heard what he said.
He said
if I give and so that is why all focus is on him because he accepted that he has done something.
But there were other videos out there where the delegates mentioned names of people who shared.
No, so those are contestable.
Something, but they mentioned their names. Yeah. We saw them giving motorbikes. We saw them holding cash, like huge sums of money, mentioning the names of
You know, people, Ghanaians are of the opinion that politicians, it's now a thing. You know, vote buying has become a thing. Almost every political party is doing it. Because even during your flag bearership election, we saw it where, you know, we saw some of the delegates saying that I have received my money from here, but I haven't received my money from here. And I'm waiting for this person.
Because in the heat of the moment,
you couldn't see the videos. But it was trending, you know, and some of them actually did say that until candidate A brings me the money, I am not voting for that candidate because I have received
they won't even vote
from candidate A, B, C, and I'm waiting for candidate D. So it's becoming a norm, and it's quite worrying because what is happening is that it looks like now people are not voting for people who are competent, but rather who has the most.
I think I sat here on this same station and I said something like, maybe I have what it takes to win, but then because I don't have 3,000 Ghana cedis, people wouldn't vote for me because they will vote for the highest bidder. So it's worrying because at the end of the day, we will have so many people out there who do not have what it takes to make a change, but then because they have the money, they are made to lead a whole constituency or money, and then the constituency remains the same. There's no development or anything of that sort. So it's a bit worrying. That's why I said maybe this is a start.
Yeah.
Because it will be very difficult. Like I said, even in the olden days, they were sharing spices, they were sharing other items. Just that now in 2026, it has changed to money. Now everybody wants the physical cash. Some are even giving TVs and all that. So it's going to take a while. So this is a good start, but they should have done the timing. I believe the timing is wrong. The timing should have been done way back when the whole problem, the whole issue started. They should have started this process from there, not when the party has already concluded that this is the person that we are taking and the time is almost near. 3rd of March is here. But anyway, if you look at the MPP, we came together and presented one candidate. We don't have anything like vote buying in this particular case. Ayawaso we don't have anything like that. We believe that this person has what it takes to make the change, to bring the people what they need. That is why we all came together to present this candidate. So to me, the people in Ayawaso is this. We shouldn't be going back and forth with this. The candidate that you have to vote for is Baba Ali Yusuf, because we have proven that we are not going to give out so much money to pick the highest bidder. We, the MPP, sat down and believe this person has stayed in the constituency for a long time, knows the constituents, know their issues, their plights, their worries, and will be able to fight for something better for them if they vote him into Parliament. So, I mean, the NDC have this constituency for a very long time. And what has changed, like I said, that thing has really changed. So if they want a positive change, this elections makes it very clear. Because they are voting for somebody who, because he has money, wants to become an MP. But then the other side, MPP sat down and then we have chosen a person that we believe has what it takes, has the connection, can bring something better. So we shouldn't, Democracy Hub can start their process and everything, but if the election should come on, they should rather vote for a candidate that they believe in, can bring something better for them when he goes to Parliament, not somebody who paid so much money because he has it to become an MP.
So this injunction, like both of you are saying that it's a good one, but critics have also said that going to court all the time could politicize our judiciary. What do you think?
Okay, because I think Democracy Hub has gone. There are so many cases that he's. Sometimes when I saw this, I was wondering the other cases that he presented. Do we have? Is there a point where we've gotten to like a clear resolution, or do we have we? I don't know, but maybe we have.
Has he won any case yet?
Yet? Because it looks like he keeps sending all these cases to court, and we haven't even heard the end of any of the issues that he's taking to court. So I think to some extent, it's getting there because it looks like any issue that comes up, they quickly takes the matter to court and then we don't even know what happens. Is it just for people to talk about the democracy hub, or I don't know what is behind this, but like I said, the timing, if you look at it, if they really wanted to fight this, it shouldn't be this time. So is it just the hype of taking the matter to court for democracy hub to gain that? Because I know the person behind it, and the person who is behind it is political, if you should ask me. So then I'm wondering, is it just something to make democracy hub popular on these issues, or they really mean well for
the good people of Ghana? Right. Janet, you wanted to say something?
Yes, about how we can bring maybe an everlasting solution to vote buying and other things. I think Electoral Commission, Parliament of Ghana, our police and the special prosecutor, if they come together and then especially and work things out so that Electoral Commission can tell political parties that if 5 people are contesting, the party should tell them when it comes to the transportation of delegates, this is the amount you are supposed to pay. You are to go and talk to delegates and just walk away. If we hear that a delegate got 1 peswa, you will be disqualified.
Don't you think this is in their constitution already?
Which people constitution?
All political parties, they have constitutions.
They have
yes.
Constitutions. The constitution of political parties, you won't see this strict rule that I'm talking about there. And even if it is in their constitution, they won't do anything about it. That is why we are bringing external people out of the political parties' rules to tell political parties rules and regulations that must govern our elections. That political parties, Electoral Commission being the major stakeholder, the police, the special prosecutor and Parliament can just work with Electoral Commission, but they will put in the rules and regulations to say that you don't leave the expenditure in the hands of the candidate. The party should take control, because the parties are supposed to support the candidates, not the decent. The candidate is supposed to look for transportation for himself and his team. The candidate is supposed to maybe feed his team that are part of his campaign team, but not to go out there to be giving money to delegates. After you have gone, the party should be the one to organize delegates for all political parties to talk to. So maybe you can organize one day that if you want to talk to the delegates, they will organize them and you will go there, talk to them and walk away. And the party will give the money out, not the contestants. When we do that, I think that it will help in reducing this vote buying, because you won't have access to you have no right to, even when you are going to that place, special prosecutors, I think they have offices in the districts. They should be there. Whilst you are going there to do your campaign, they should just be there to monitor to see what is happening before you even go there.
But now social media has made it easy. We see what is happening on the ground, though.
Yes. So social media will help, and other, even the candidates, they talk. If you give them money, they will talk. So immediately they investigate and find out that you have done this. They disqualify you. The party just disqualify you immediately.
Okay, so this is
and if the party doesn't, Electoral Commission will sanction that party for not disqualifying you. When we have things of this nature and we follow them, a time will come, will be like US. In US and Britain and other countries, where do you see people going somewhere? We have taxi drivers beating people who are professors and other businessmen in elections, because they did not use any money to bribe delegates. So let's try to build our system like that. Do you know why political parties don't want this? They know they won't do the right thing. Their main aim is to exploit the people. So they lie to you and they come into power to use it to do their own thing. So when they come back to you, they know you won't vote for them. And because they are in parliament, they wouldn't want to pass a law that will put them in a decent, because they are not there fairly. They use undue advantage to be in parliament. So they wouldn't want to pass laws that will be very, very stringent on them to push them out of power and maybe a market woman will one day become an MP because the people said, we have voted for you, you know, you've gone to school, you are intelligent here, you can't help us. Let us give the market woman opportunity to see whether she can also be able to help.
But Janet, what about the mindset of the people? Because if the people can get to that level where we say that we are voting for competence and not money, it will also help.
You know that Ghanaians are very intelligent. Very, very intelligent and descending. Look at the way they vote. Look, no Ghanaian can be this, you know. Ghanaians, when you have money, they want you to have money and also have a campaign message for them. So if you have money without a campaign message, you cannot win elections in this country. You must have, that is why President Mahama gave so many promises, because he knows the people that he was dealing with, that you can't take them for granted. I have no money to give you. I must give you campaign messages that I know I cannot be able to fulfill. So Ghanaians are very intelligent. When Electoral Commission and other institutions are able to strengthen, they will fall online. If they know that there's no money coming, they will now look at the one who is the competent person to vote for, because they know that they won't get anything from all of you.
Okay, now you did mention that you don't know why, you know, he waited all this while before he decided to file for an injunction. Do you think it's time for us to have, you know, clearer timelines, legal timelines with regards to injunction in such cases?
Yes, because I heard her talk about the democracy hub people, that whether their intentions are genuine. That was a problem to me too. I was happy that they went there, but who is pushing them?
Exactly.
When you look at the narrative,
like the target.
No, it's not even about the target. Who is pushing them? Because there are a lot of things that when the Attorney General gave the nolli prosequi to so many people who are owing this country or who mismanage our economy and cause financial loss to this country, I expected this democracy hub to come out. You see, they never came out. So you ask that such people, do they have the integrity to be doing what they are doing? Are they doing it for someone, or they are doing it for this country? That is what we should be thinking about. And that is the saddest aspect. The people who are politicians, they love one particular political party. They stay in that party to look for enemies in that party. And they do things that people will suspect that, no, people will think that they are doing it for Ghana. But not knowing they are doing it for their own personal interest. So with the democracy hub, they are not genuine. They are not genuine. And they are stepping on something. So that's what, because I want the woman.
What something do you think?
Someone is asking them, pushing them to do, because I think that maybe they are looking at the electoral timelines, NDC. Can we win this seat? Are we not jeopardizing our decision to give this seat to NPP? We won't do that. We will cause this trouble by making this democracy hub to send us to court to delay time, and we'll look at issues.
You think
I think the NDC is behind it because they are not clear, because there is problem in Ayawasu, this East. Big problem. Because don't think that the women's people are going to vote for Baba Jamal. They won't. So if they are not voting for Baba Jamal and they stand aloof, it means these people are going to win. NPP will win. And so they are looking at so many things. And they brought this democracy hub on board. Come and help us. So that's why I'm saying that their genuity is where Ghanaians should be looking at. There is something they are stepping on, and it's not something that is for Ghana.
Don't you think the NDC could have decided if they wanted to take Baba Jamal off and just present a candidate? Because at this point, if it's about Baba Jamal and the people not wanting to...
So you ask yourself, who can do that? We now have two fractions in the party. We have President Mahama, who is in charge of his government. He doesn't have power over the party. We have Asedu Nketia and Fifi Kote, who are for the party. What power do you have? He can change ministers and do whatever he likes. He has no power over the party. The party is the one that is presenting the candidate. So he cannot do that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that is where people are not understanding. President Mahama has no... what can he do? At the next meeting, what can you do? When there is a decision at the next meeting, President Mahama will have to abide. The NEC represents the party. And the party is Fifi Kote and Asedu Nketia. Do you understand?
Okay, yes, Grace, you wanted to say
I was just saying, I was just saying that she said Fifi Kote and Asedu Nketia.
Chairman Asedu Nketia.
So he can't do anything about it. And also, you know, when she was talking, I mentioned about targeting, because then it started with Baba Jamal. And then on the other side, the people from the women's camp were also out there saying that they don't know this person, so they are going to vote against him and all that. So for me, I think that even the Democracy Hub isn't targeted at just the MPP. It's targeted at the person that they voted for to frustrate that's what I think when I saw it. Because it started way back then. It started back then.
It is you guys who are frustrating.
It can be both.
For you guys to win the seat, let's go to court and stay in that court and drag.
But I think what if the court throws out the injunction?
That is what we are waiting for.
Even though she feels like it's targeted at the MPP, I also feel like it's targeted at one particular candidate. That's Baba Jama. Maybe they are trying because then after his win, it wasn't easy for him. You know, they were using all means.
What can the court, but you know something, if the court rules in favor of the petitioners, or how do they, it means there's a problem. If the court now starts to meddle in internal affairs, that will be a
What do you think that will mean to our democracy? Our political democracy?
For me, I don't think it would go that way, because I think we had an issue like that Pandai elections.
The Pandai seats?
Yes, seats, where we saw what happened at the end of the day. There are things that he said, the party has a system that it runs with, and it's backed by law. So then they go according to what the party says. So it will be difficult for a third party to now come in and change things that the party has already settled on and is already running by. So for me, that's why I said I can't wait for us to see the outcome. But we've seen some before and we know how it ended. So I don't think this will go anywhere. I think it's just to distract and also distract the whole electoral process, or to
delay it.
Yeah, delay it or target someone else to frustrate the whole thing.
If this injunction should go through, how will your party take it?
My party?
Yes.
For me, I haven't really processed this, but I don't think it would go in. We've seen it wouldn't go anywhere. You are just trying to come into meddling.
Just in case. Nobody knows. This is the court.
Anyway. For me, I think the party would have to sit down and find the strategies to use or how to counter this, because I don't think the party has gone into that. I haven't heard anything about this. It just came out. So I'll just have to wait and see what the party or the solutions or the strategies the party comes out with. But for me, I think it's just one of those things to distract the whole process. That is what I think.
Now, I just want to find out, as people are watching us, they will be wondering, when it comes to this election, the NPP, are we going to be assured of no vote buying from your side as well?
Well, like you said,
especially being transparent as well.
We are not stingy. We are not stingy.
The NPP is stingy.
They will not buy.
From the onset, we didn't engage in any vote buying. The candidates were presented, right? We brought, like I said, we brought him to the people that this is somebody that you have lived with and stayed with. We don't need to dish out money.
Oh, Grace, we saw videos. That one we have seen videos.
Where?
We have seen videos of these
in Ayawasu East.
No, I'm not talking about Ayawasu East. Even your last ended elections.
For me, that's why I said.
Or you want to leave that one and come to Ayawasu East?
Of course, let's deal with the issues.
But we do agree that it happens in all political parties.
Well, yes, it happens.
We just want to find out, and to the good people of Ghana, that when it comes to this main election, that's the by-election, and we have NDC, NPP, are we assured that the NPP is not going to meddle in any vote buying to have your candidates go to Parliament?
Let's see how it goes, but definitely, because we started well. You didn't see any vote buying in Ayawasu East. We just presented a candidate, and I'm sure it will follow through. I don't know what they are going to do. They have started sharing 3,000 NTV sets. I don't know what they are going to do this time, but I believe the NPP, we will still stay on track like we started. So it's not about we being chisel. Yeah, we care about the people. If there's something that we have to give to the people during that time, I think they share some things, maybe water, food, all those things to keep constituents okay whilst they are going through the process. I don't think we are going to give out TV sets and 3,000 Ghana cedis for people to come and vote for us.
I mean, vote buying is vote buying. The last time I had, Lom Alija, who is a legal practitioner in here, he made us aware that even if you buy wache for somebody, it's vote buying. Even if you buy, water for the person is vote buying. You are not supposed to engage in anything whatsoever with regards to elections. I mean, let the person go and vote and leave the premises. Anything 1 cedi, 50 pesos is vote buying. It is not the amount of money that is, of concern, but it's the fact that something has gone in exchange to get your mind or your attention to vote for that particular person. But Janet, you wanted to say something too.
Oh, I was also saying that if the injunction, like they are able to accept it, it would be nice. But the president, they will have to work harder to get the chairman and the secretaries on their side, regional chairman and secretaries, because these are people who also constitute part of NEC, to be able to come up with a decision to pick the woman as their candidate. So to be able to do that, President Mahama will have to watch out. Apart from these ministerial and other things, he should be able to get the party on his side, so that when they go into a NEC meeting, maybe to decide to get this woman on board, the NEC people can be able to rule in his favor. But if they are not able to rule in his favor and rule in, maybe I said, and other people their favor, then my candidate will still.
But how is this Asedu Ketia's favor? Because this is a case whereby it's Baba Jamal.
A lot of people are saying that that's the party's candidate is Baba Jamal. The government candidate is the woman. My candidate. So if that is the case, and this man came out and told all of us that if I give money to people and so hot, did we hear the woman say that? No. If I say that, it is the woman who gave me 3,000, now the onus lies on me to prove beyond reasonable doubt that it's true. Where is the proof? Do you understand? So the woman, when they are talking about vote buying, I don't think that the woman, the name should be mentioned. And if they are looking for a better candidate, I think they should pick that woman, because Baba Jamal told the whole of Ghana that he doesn't see anything wrong with what he is doing. But the woman never said anything of that nature. If it is other people that came out to say that the woman has given me this, where is the proof? Anyone can say that Janet gave me this, but the onus lies on the person to prove beyond reasonable doubt that I gave, with a camera of me giving the money out to her or anything. So I think the woman is still the best candidate for Ayawaso East, because Baba Jamal is going to cause trouble for the party. So
that's what you think?
Oh, he's going to, they will lose that seat if he goes decent. He doesn't come from that place. This is somebody who is not on the ground. It is the woman who is on the ground, and it is the woman who should be winning, who should be the contesting, not Baba Jamal. Baba Jamal, what pains me is the party not putting their foot down and telling Baba Jamal that, no, you are not going to contest on our party ticket.
We keep talking about politics. Is it time we have civil groups coming in, in situations like this?
Like civil society organizations.
Democracy have a civil group.
But like you said, you're looking at whoever is championing it, it looks more political.
More political.
So we are talking about we want to have the civil groups.
Groups, the issue is that with the civil groups, at the end of the day,
they all become, so as we are saying, we are talking about civil society organizations. These are people who have now become political. Majority of the civil society organizations now want to align with government. So you see that we don't have trustworthy people who form these organizations. We have either an MPP person who just formed that group to use it to criticize NDC, you see, and then it stays. Do you understand? Or an NDC person forming a group to use it to criticize the dissent, vice versa. Do you understand? So these civil society organizations, majority of them are politically aligned, and then they want to do the bidding of the government. They just don't want to stand on their own to do the right thing. They want to do the bidding of the government. So that is the problem that Ghana is facing. You will find civil society organization in Ghana which has integrity to stand up and say that I'm fighting for my right. Those who do it, they just push them under the carpet. when they are inviting people, they will invite them. Then they will be touting, for instance, if I'm like NDC, they are in power. Those civil society organizations that are helping them, when they are talking, you hear them mentioning their names. When they are doing programs, they now invite their politically aligned civil society organizations to those places. So those people are just doing the bidding of the government. They are not doing the bidding of Ghana. And that is where we have a problem. So to me, if I have if I come as a president, I will just even ban all civil society organizations from operating. They are not, listen, they are not democratic anyway because they are politically aligned. If they want, let them just go and form political parties because that's who they are, to just also be doing what they are doing instead of lying to be under a civil society organization, yet there's nothing to show for it.
All right. So if you haven't sent your messages yet, you can go ahead and send your messages to us on 0551575757. All right. So I'll start with this. Okay. Madam Host, good morning. Please tell Janet Nabla to stop the way she speaks every time NDC. So no democracy hub, all are NDC. I'll be in MPP time. Okay. I can't read what you have sent, unfortunately. This is not something I can read. Madam Host, good morning. Okay, it's not opening. All right. I have loved how three beautiful women dive into politics with much intelligence. The agenda for Democracy Hub actually needs to be looked at. Oliver Baka Vamawa. Good morning, Rosalind. Please ask NDC government for me that if we were in election year, will they have reduced the cocoa price? The chief executive officer of Cocoa Board will go to cocoa farm with his own chair, and it's a great insult to the ordinary farmer whose toil is being used to look after the CU. When the whole of President Nana Addo was traveling with his presidential chair, the NDC made a lot of noise about it. Hypocrisy at its highest level. Nana Kwame from Accra. Okay. I think this person has sent another message. All right. Eunice from Asin South. Good morning, Rosalind. Farmers in Cote d'Ivoire are in the news saying that cocoa are getting rotten on the farms due to the drop in global price. So this issue is not peculiar to Ghana. So we plead with our dear cocoa farmers to bear with the government as it puts measures in place to relieve them from what they are going through now. All right, Eunice, thank you very much. Okay. Akonsi Gariba from Tamale has also sent us a message, and he says, good morning, Rosalind. Democracy Hub should give us a break. They are just doing that to delay the Iowa to East by-election to give the NDC an advantage to settle their differences before the elections. The Democracy Hub should not be taken seriously because they are the breed of the NDC party. However, their persistent deceit to rule should be kicked out in Ghana politics. My regards to Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. All right. Good morning, Rosalind. The action of Democracy Hub is a useless venture. Are they living in the moon? Monetization is part and parcel of Ghanaian politics. So they should give us a break. But you see, this is where we want to, admonish. We can't say it is part and parcel of Ghana politics because our constitution frowns on it. The only sad reality is that the people that have set the constitution that have to implement it or enforce it are the same people who are doing the vote buying. That's why it's not being implemented. But our constitution frowns on it. Yes, it is criminal. You cannot buy people to vote for you. So unfortunately, it's not. I'm sorry. Okay, so OPK Patriotic Voices in Gospel says, regards to Honorable George Boache, he says that the super incompetent, clueless, and sensitive and okay. Now this is a bit harsh. I will read the rest, but this one, he says that NDC promised Ghanaians to increase a bag of cocoa to 6,000 and 7,000, but have reduced it drastically to 2,587 Ghana cedis and couldn't even maintain the price of a bag of cocoa under the previous Nana Addo and MPP government, which was 3,100. Meanwhile, Cote d'Ivoire have maintained their price of 3,690 Ghana cedis. 24 economy promised 1 job, 3 people is missing in action. Women's Development Bank Bank is mission in action. Passage of LGBTQ plus bill is missing in action. Galamsey in its worst state, with the NDC groups doing it with impunity, destroying our lands and water bodies, etc. So, Ghanaians must resist the oppressor's rule by voting for the NPP in 2028 with Dr. Digitalization Baumia as president to rescue us from the bad governance. Regards to Honorable Sampine. All right, thank you so much for sending your message. I'm Hayford from Swami Kumasi. Concerning the Russian guy matter, I think it's the duty of every sensible woman to value and protect their dignity, but shouldn't wait for a religious leader to tell her to do so. All right. Janet, I think it's because of what you said. Good morning, Rosalind. First and foremost, I'm a strong advocate for effective women's involvement in our political discourse and dispensation. Irrespective, it shouldn't be done as a way of favor for women, but through a competitive electoral process. However, it's incumbent on us to press home to demand, and encourage women's involvement and participation in politics. In conclusion, I vehemently disagree with giving women the opportunity on a silver platter without the interest and courage to be involved in our democratic principles and values. Abdul Razak. All right, thank you very much for sending this. Tomato traders attack. I've heard so many security experts speak about Strength Security Network. Madam, are you aware from January 2025 to February 2026, Ghana Immigration Service has not paid rent allowance to its officers who are at work day and night at borders? How can they be in good morale to work in or give out their maximum input? Kabila Kadima. I'm thinking Kabila is actually, maybe, I don't know, but he's either related to somebody who is there or he is one, and so he's speaking from that angle. I'm hoping that the government will hear that cry. Michael from Spain says, good morning, Rosalind and your panelists. As for today, the two agitated panelists have faced each other. Ha ha ha. Please, why does Janet hate NDC so much by saying Democracy Hub issue is the NDC agenda? Janet can never be president for Ghana. Hey, Janet says she will be president for Ghana. You are saying
it's not what you say, it's what I see.
Oh, good. I like your spirit, Janet. The state security agencies will be resilient, powerful, and professional if the government employs the right people and not persons with partisan colorization. It's sad to witness such a gruesome death of our beloved parents in the land of Burkina Faso. May the souls of the departed rest in peace. May they rest in peace. This is coming from Blueprints. I mean, when I saw, the videos are online, you know. Sad. I mean, good morning, Madam Rosalind. Please ask NDC government for me if they were election. Okay, I have already read this and the English was Englishing me at that time. Let me see if there's anything here. Okay, these are videos. Okay, I don't believe in civil society and their neutrality on political standards. These individuals all will vote at the end of the day. All right, thank you very much for sending your message. Let me see if I still have some more. I'll do this one and then I will take my seat. Kwamena. Acidity I have for. We thank God for NDC party has taken the bold decision to investigate and withdraw Baba Jamal over vote buying allegations in Ayawasu East NDC prime parliamentary election is a step in the right direction. Kwame and Acidity, I think you are little. They actually have passed Baba Jamal to represent the NDC, and that is why Democracy Hub has gone to court to make sure an injunction is given on this particular election until Baba Jamal is proven guilty, and then, you know, they can probably have somebody else represent the NDC during that elections. Anyway, I don't know if we should touch briefly on government beginning the state lands. Do I have some more time or I don't have to? Okay, so let's talk about the government beginning state lands reforms, okay? And I'll read a bit of it from the Daily Graphic newspaper. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has begun major reforms of state lands regime, including establishment of a public land protection task force, review of public land application form, that is Form 5, and review of Lands Commission's internal process for public land allocation. That exercise also involves legislating public land application reforms, revision of public land premiums, and compilation of market value data for defined land clusters. So this is coming from the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Now, out of this, now what we are getting to know is that certain changes are going to be made just in case you want to acquire a public land. I think one of the newspapers actually also broke it down a little bit for us. Let me see if I find it. It broke it down better, and I want to actually start my conversation. So let me see if I find it, and then I can start my conversation with it. Where is it? Anyway, you let me ask my guest questions. I'll find the details and I'll let you have it. So no public lands to be allocated without prior approval by Lands Ministry. So if you want any public land, Lands Ministry will have to approve of it. And I think you also have to pay a down payment of 70%. Without that 70%, we are not giving you the public land. Jonas?
The minister is not saying that Land Commission, he has now made himself the only sole person to approve. That he is the only one who will approve whether you can get a land, a public land or not, which to me is not in good taste, because he talked about value for money, which I think is good. He spoke about transparency, which I think is also very good. But he went ahead to talk about them doing investigation for 2017 to 2024, which is the NPP regime, and then leaving out other previous regimes. If you want to come up with reforms, the reforms should not be against your political opponents. The reforms are supposed to be for all other political all other governments that have ruled, so that it can help you to come up with competent, it will help you to come up with maybe policies that will be able to help in shifting our government to the place, our country to where you want it to go. But for you to start with even investigation on only 2017 to 2024 allows everyone to realize that it is not reforms, it is political. And so it has already crumbled down before you even start anything. Then he also talked that he is the only one who is going to be the one to approve.
Well, he said that is Lands Ministry.
No, he said that the minister. He mentioned the minister.
Well, he said the minister, but you know, we are also hearing that Lands Ministry.
So he mentioned
automatically go to him.
He's the sole person to approve. That is a very, 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 very bad thing. Then he also spoke about 70% premium. That is not good though, because if Ghanaians want to acquire these lands to be able to do businesses, are you saying that it is the highest bidder that you are looking for? You are not even thinking about domestic growth. You are thinking about 70% premium. To who? To who? So when you are going to do reforms, you should not be fixated that maybe someone did something wrong. Then he canceled all the land transactions. This is not good for Ghana's growth or march forward, because if a foreigner came and acquired our land and all of a sudden our minister gets up to do this, they will know that Ghana is not a serious country whereby we should invest. Because if there is a change of government, the government will come in and just do anything. Yeah. Why didn't you investigate to find out whether those lands were given to them through the right source or not? So that maybe if there are punishment that you wanted to emit to people who did not do the right thing, you emit the punishment to them. On what grounds are you cancelling all the land transactions that was done during the Akufo-Addo's regime? On what basis? So when you see this type of vindictive and then this type of political way that you used to do it, you know that is going to fail. That he's going to form a committee. Who are going to be the committee members? I hope they are not going to be NDCO. If you want committee members, I'm here. Bring me in. Bring other political parties in. Bring people who can be able to supervise you. You understand? So that we won't come and it is yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Bring other people in, because when I am part of that committee, I will make sure that the right thing is done. I'm not your party member, so I'm not there to do the bidding of NDC.
What about forgetting about this whole committee and setting up, a digital, publicly searchable database?
Great, but they won't do that, because the main aim is not for them to bring out policies to help in our land administration. No, it is to check and see whether NPP did wrong or not. And then if there are some lands that they like, how to be able to acquire those land for themselves. That's what they always do. Whenever they come into power, there's a change of government, they comes in, and the main motive is to take to take properties of Ghana for themselves. Ask their own family members to go and register companies that doesn't exist so that they can use it to steal from the country. But you know something? I pray committing the entire land commission, the minister and everyone into the hands of God. That you see, we change a government for the MDC to come and do the right thing. The president, the vice president, the ministers, and all government appointees, we commit them into the hands of God. And we pray that God should force them to do the right thing. That anything that they are going to do that is for their own personal interest, may the power of the Holy Spirit expose them. That may they be exposed. May they not be able to do things for themselves, but they should do it so that the entire country will all benefit.
Thank you very much. Janet has gone into spiritual mode this morning. You know, she's a pastor too, so when she gets there, then we know. But what do you think about, this reform?
So
are you in agreement?
I think it has already been done. They'll start using it, so we can't really say much. Even if you say it's nothing can be done.
But we can still say it. I mean, we can still say it.
They put everything in place already. They started, I think when I read, they started somewhere in last year. They put the committee together and they brought out the reforms, and it's now it's something that...
You are talking about transparency. Who are the members of the committee? Do you know? Let us see them.
Exactly.
So that we'll see whether they are MPP, NDC members. We will say that, no, these are your party members. They can't help us. Bring neutral people on board.
But we don't know, like she said, we don't know the people who reviewed what are the reforms. But all you see online is now we have people who sat on this, and now we have the reforms, and the ministry is supposed to start using it ASAP, which is wrong. And I think when I saw the article, I was reading the timelines, like she said, from 2017 to 2024. So I asked myself this question. So between 2024, so let's say 2025 till date, has anybody acquired state land, and what was the process? Why is it that between that period wasn't added so that they will also start using the new reforms that the minister has brought on board? That's the question. Why do we have to now, unless you tell me between 2020 to 2025 till date, nobody has acquired any state land or anything of that sort? That is what we have to look at. If that people have acquired state properties between 2025 till date, then it is wrong. Like I said, they are trying to target a particular group of people. That's the MPP, because between 2017 to 2024 was when Nana Akufo-Addo was in power then. So why didn't they include, if you want to have an organized system where everything will fall in place, I think they should have included 2025 till date, so that they will start everything afresh and then everybody will use that process. But then if you just take a timeline, one particular timeline, and use that, and then you let the other, so what process did the other people use? I'm sure they used the old process, and then they were able to acquire those lands. So it is wrong, very wrong. But here we have that every transaction should go through the minister. So all those people, all they are saying is that the people, if your application is cancelled, then it means you have to now reapply again and go through the new process. And then when you go through the process, the minister will now approve of whatever, if you should have it with a letter. You receive a letter that, yes, your transaction has gone through. At the end of the day, if maybe those people who had their application cancelled start the process again, there's a probability that it will still end up and the minister will deny them. So like she said, I don't think it is in the right states. Like, I don't think they're doing it for the benefit of Ghanaians.
Okay.
They are doing it, they want to take back all those, I think it's about 800 and something thousand lands. They want to take that back, and then whatever, they would now have to go through that and approve that themselves, because this was done under the previous government. So to me, if you look at it critically, it is not to have like a reform to benefit anybody. It's to benefit themselves. Why didn't they? The fact that they didn't include 2025 till date, then I think it's wrong. If you wanted to do the right thing, you should have included it from way back to make sure.
I think at some point in time they put a halt on the sale of.
And when was it?
Okay.
When was that done? So we have to look at all that. If we don't check the timelines, then for me, I'll sit here and believe that it was done just to benefit them. There are other issues, even with this minister, there are other issues concerning Galamsey. So you could put such reforms down to make sure that things are being done systematically. But the issues that you were vocal about and even cried on national television about, you haven't been able to put proper reforms, and we are still fighting Galamsey. So if you look at it, it's something that's to benefit them. They are benefiting from Galamsey, so there's no need for us to go and sit down and create reforms to make sure everything is okay. Well, but then, that's what I think.
So you know, at a point in time, Ghanaians were complaining massively about the sale of state land or public land. A typical example is the Achimota forest. People complained bitterly about the sale because to them this is public land, and there were allegations of even how cheap these lands were sold for. So maybe that is triggering the whole reform that we are seeing. But if what he's saying, with regards to what you have your submission so far, you don't think is a step in the right direction, what safeguards would you propose that would have been a fair one to all?
Okay, so like I said, what I proposed was, if we wanted to do a good thing, it should have been done not from a certain period. It should have been done way back to see whatever went wrong from them, because I'm sure those who came in 2017 used whatever plan that they had back then. So we could have looked at all those sale lands on lease from that point, from a point not just 2017 to 2024.
So the problem is the 2017.
Exactly. So if you do that, then it means you are targeting a particular
it should have gone back to,
and even till date, they should have done till date, even where they stopped. Because I'm sure between that period, when they came into power, there were people who still started the process to acquire state lands. And did they use the process that were being used back then in 2017? If they were still using that process in 2017, then it should affect everything, not just that period from 2017 to 2024. Because I'm sure 2025, nothing stopped. There were still people who were out there sending in applications for state lands and all that. So that is where my challenge is. It should have been done from a period till date.
Okay.
Not just between the 8-year period. Okay,
fantastic. I like that. But Janet, taking a look at it, I just want to break it down. So he said that they had actually reviewed 8,160 public lands. He said that the application has been reviewed 4,176 allocations. Reviewed, compromised, 2,799 regularizations, 19 allocations related to state bungalows, 108 land swap or public-private partnership arrangements, 795 subsequent transactions, and 263 fresh allocations. One would say the minister is working, because at that time in 2024, the public outcry on the sale of, public property was an issue. So with all these things, then people will say, okay, we voted the NDC to come to power. And looking at what the minister is doing, then he's working.
You see, I've said it then, and I'm saying it now, that when it comes to public property and our lands, it has not been only one regime. The NPP have done it, the NDC have also done it. You've come in and you are reviewing our lands. I think it's a good thing. You are also thinking about value for money, which is also a good thing. You are talking about transparency. These three are all very good. It's just that the starting is what we were having a problem with. Because if you say you are reviewing, you have all the apparatus, all the machineries to be able to help you to have said that I'm starting from 2000. From 2000 up to now, we are checking through our lands, what happened, who bought what, so that we can do reforms. But you came and then you are just taking only one particular regime thing and you are looking at it. It's okay to do that, but the politics, no one will remove the political factor from it. Because Ghana, we must start marching forward and stop all these politics that we are doing. So if you don't want any political connotation to be cited on whatever you are doing, you should have just moved a little bit further from what they did to your regime too, so that people maybe just take the age from 2012 to this, just to let people know that it's not political. But you decided not to do that, and then you specifically targeted them. That is not a good thing. And all these lands that he said he's looking at, it's okay for you to look at them. It's good for Mother Ghana. Yeah. Whatever is there that was not done properly, let it be done properly. But we are telling this to the NDC and Okujato Ablakwa. You are not selling our properties, because you got up and you rose up against a MPP. When you go to the media, I, Janet, Asana Nabla, I supported you. But I told you that you have no integrity, because you two, you bought same thing. And because you were in opposition, it was paining you that they were in power and they were now trying to sell. Today you are in. Yes. Our eyes are watching you. Don't sell our properties. Okay. We did not vote you into power to come and sell our properties. Stay away from selling government properties to private people. Do not do so. Don't do that. And don't transfer them into your name. Because when a PMP government comes into place, we are going to make sure that this scrutiny you are doing is just nothing. We will scrutinize and use arrow glass to make sure that whoever bought government property from the NDC, you will return the thing back, and we will not refund your money back to you.
Okay. We just hope that we just hope that all the lands that have been there, the processes that have been cancelled, they would go to the right people. They are not going to start the process and then their people will start handling or start applying for those. And that's all we pray for. Okay. And like you said, you said he's working. I hope he's working for Ghana, not working for his party.
Great. All right. And so that's all time will permit us for this particular conversation. And so today, if you step out there, we are hoping that you know what is happening in your country. Now, let me tell you a bit about Lady Sam International Women's Day event, because it's happening this March. Lady Sam is hosting her 7th International Women's Day conference. Include her in your 2026 an exclusive all-white or invite-only, it's an invite-only event spotlighting women's voices, right, and leadership, which is in conjunction with the 2nd She May Star Influential Awards, where leaders shine. The event takes place on Thursday, 5th of March from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. The theme is Include Her rights, her voice, our action. The event features an inspiring lineup of speakers, including Patience Osekri, Sonia Ibrahim, and other distinguished voices. And this, I want to tell you, is an exclusive invite-only event. Include Her conference is powered by Shimei Solutions 2026 and partners Silverbird Cinema, Accra Global Media Alliance, Perception Management International, African Women Voices, Gold Coast Restaurant and Lounge, and go-to for where it's your go-to for unforgettable hangouts and premium catering services, IBY Service, International Relations and Diplomacy Network Ghana, GhanaWebHosting.com, your domain and web hosting providers, Supreme Healthcare Management Services, High Priest Studios and Lighting, BNFT, the Multimedia Group, Cape May Properties. Include Her because women deserve to be seen, heard, and included. So make sure you are there. Now, do not forget that if you have a young talent in your home, especially those of you in Kumasi, we are coming your way with the Nkrumah Season 8 Kumasi auditions, parents, guardians, and our young superstars. Now, listen up. Nkrumah Season 8 is officially here. Ghana's #1 music talent discovery and grooming platform for kids is back and is bigger and is better. Auditions are ongoing. Takrade showed up and it showed out, and now we are heading to you, or Sacrum for Kumasi. If you're between the ages of 8 and 14 years and you love to sing, this could be your moment to shine. If you've got the charisma to shine on stage, join the Nkrumah auditions train at True Vine Hotel Kumasi on Saturday, the 21st of February you. And yes, it is absolutely free. Memphis can be about Obiso Juice Cowboy and Betuari, are free of charge. So kids, tell your parents. Parents and guardians support the dreams of these little stars. In Shruma Season 8, a new chapter begins. In Shruma, yes, Shrine, Adum TV, this is Joy Prime though, but I'm saying it for Adum TV. So make sure you take your young one to get auditioned. A very big thank you to my studio guest that made it this morning, Janet Asana Nabla, who is a presidential aspirant for PNP. Thank you very much for being here. And also Grace Akosia Amoabeng, who represented the NPP. Thank you so much for being here as well. And to all of you that sent in your messages, we are super grateful.